I don't feel good speaking about the Creed movie like this. I remember when I went and seen the second Creed, and the second Creed did something to me that rarely happens. It almost made me cry in theaters because it kept emphasizing this emotion of fatherhood and how the sins of the father shouldn't be visited upon the son, and how the father may be experiencing all of this trauma, and so I'm going to help my son through all of these feelings. And the second Creed was just so amazing to me. And after the second Creed was released, people started saying this thing that really confused me. They started saying, look, the second Creed was good, but they not going to be able to make another one. And that confused me because the second Creed was amazing to me. It was amazing. When they released this third Creed, that is the thing that confused me. Let me tell you why. Okay, so the third Creed is about this guy named Damien, who is played by Jonathan Majors. And Damien is a childhood friend of Creed. And they ended up getting into a incident that ended up getting Damien locked up. And many years later, he gets unleashed from prison, and he ends up coming back to Creed to challenge him for a fight. Now, if you listening to this like I am, you wondering, I ain't never heard about this from the first fight, from the first movie, from the second movie. When did he end up coming into this? And if you listening to this, you right. I'm thinking the same thing. Like, when did Damien come into this? Well, I ain't never heard of him in this first movie, the second movie, but now all of a sudden he materialized into this this trilogy. Look, Jonathan Majors, he's an actor that I find hard to respect because he always comes in with this very awkward way of portraying his character. So like, I don't know, but in this movie, it's an awkwardness, but it's a sort of hostile sort of awkwardness. You know, he comes in like, yeah. So it's kind of hard to portray it, but it's awkward, but it's the passive aggressive sort of awkwardness, and he plays that role very well. The thing is that if I'm watching a Rocky or Creed film, if I'm watching Creed going up against somebody, I want to think to myself that this is a person that can actually put him down. And as I'm watching this film, I know that Damien isn't a person that could put him down just based off of the way that he ascends to the height of this film. Damien isn't a person that earns his right to be a villain. As soon as you start watching this film, you're going to see how. And so when Creed goes up against Damien, I know who's going to win. You know who's going to win. Just based off of all the movies you watch, you know who's going to win. And so when I'm watching the final fight scene, I'm like, oh, okay, that was pretty nice. Okay, that's pretty nice. Okay. And they did some pretty okay things, and some things that were damaging to the main fight because they were trying to be too theatrical. Overall, man, they failed at this film. I don't care what no one says. Creed 3 was an okay film, and they failed. Where this pause button at?